An important part about doing math with exponents is being able to recognize when things might have a common base you can reduce them down to. And to start, I want to give an example of where this is not possible. There is no way to make 15 and 5, there's no way to make this expression have common bases because 5 and 15 are not able to be broken down. And this is critical because you need to recognize first if it's possible. And then once it's possible, there's a couple steps that you can do in order to solve it out. And I'll go through those right now. So first thing you can do is just recognize with this example. All right, well, 9 we know is 3 squared. And so I can recognize that this is actually 3 squared times 3 squared. And here you can see that it's a stacked power on the left here. So you end up just doing 3 to the power of 2 times 2 times 3 squared. So that becomes 3 to the 4 times 3 squared. And now you're multiplying together, which means you add the exponents because they have the same base. It becomes 3 to the 6. Now, if you're unsure, another way you can go about doing this is just thinking about it as multiplying different things. So we have the 16 here. Well, we know we can do 2 times 8 to the power of 4 times 4 cubed. And that doesn't give us the same base right away. So let's try that again. We'll get 2 times 2 times 4 to the power of 4 times 4 to the power of 3. All right, well, now we're seeing a 4. And we know 2 times 2 is 4. So we can rewrite this as 4 times 4 to the power of 4 times 4. All right, and you know, this 4 times 4 in the center can be rewritten as 4 squared, and then we get, boom, a stacked power, and we know how to solve these. So this becomes 4 to the power of 2 times 4, which is 8, times 4 to the power of 3. And now we can add these because they have the same base, and they're multiplying together, so we get 4 to the power of 11. And now you could stop here, or you could keep going, because we know 4 is a perfect square of 2. And since 2 times 2 is 4, we can rewrite it as this, and then we know this is 2 squared 11. It gives us another stacked power, which in the end will give us 2 to the power of 22. And it all depends on what level you want to simplify it to. But another thing you can do is you can retrieve this 2 to the power of 22 right from the start by recognizing that you have 16 is actually 2 to the power of 4. And then this is going to be 2 squared 3. And then solve this out and you'll find the same answer. All right, so now what if you have division? It all goes back to the same. First, you want to start by simplifying to the lowest form. So we have, all right, we can divide this by 3 because we want to try to get that 3 as the base because that's what's on the bottom here. All right, so 9 times 3 squared. All right, that does not reduce down to us. So we'll do 3 times 3 times 3 squared. All right, perfect. And we know 3 times 3 times 3, well, that's just 3 cubed squared, and that's a stacked power. We know how to deal with that. And that's going to give us 3 times 2 is 6 over. And now, when you have division, it's going to end up being 6 minus 6, which is equal to 3 to the power of 0, which is equal to 1. All right, so one more time, we know 25 is squared. So that's going to give us 5 to the 10 divided by 5 cubed, which is 5 to the power of 10 minus 3, which is equal to 5 to the power of 7.